What's up, YouTube? This is. Oh, snap. Oh, it's so cold for me to take off this stupid jacket, too. Darn it. No, I don't. Oh, nice. I have another. I can't wear this jacket on the video because it has my company logo on it, which is super annoying. I mean, I like the jacket, but it's. If you watched every single one of my videos front to back and looked for every little clue, you would probably know where I worked by now. I have to admit, even though I want to grow my channel, ironically, I don't. I mean, I don't know if it's true if I don't want to be rich and famous. I think I'm probably okay not being famous. I mean, I think I'm definitely cool with not being famous. I wouldn't mind having a larger social circle. Um, but yeah, I don't think I need fame. I don't know what I would do with it. It doesn't mean much to me. I mean, like if I don't even know, like I mean, there's different levels of famous, but see, I think it's kind of like a really crazy drug. Speaking of drugs, this guy across the street is tweaking, and if it wasn't so close to work, I might try to do a WCM CAM Studios live from the ghetto. But if one of my coworkers sees me recording this guy and like might think I'm being a little whatever, I don't know, a little whatever, something that maybe I don't want to appear like to a coworker. Exploitive. I mean, he's in public. You don't really have a right to privacy in public. So if you're tweaking in public, I can record you in public. So, but anyways, what the fuck is going on with this country? We had, I don't know, three percenters or somebody storm the Capitol, and I mean, I got to give them credit. I guess they got into the Capitol and guns were drawn and people got shot and all this crazy stuff. My nose is killing me. I have like a pimple. Not like a pimple, but I don't know. There's like something inflamed on the inside of my nostril. It's not fun. But yeah, we got these vote certification thing going on, and I mean, I'm not connected enough to the whole thing to understand like the voting fraud and whatnot. But like some politician, I don't know if it was D'Souza or somebody said recently, you know, he Trump won all these states that were challenging by a fair victory. The rallies that he held drew tens of thousands of people, whereas like the Clinton, Biden, whatever rallies, I mean, the Democratic rallies were like pathetic, and that doesn't even like bring me joy. I mean, theoretically in these states, where it's like 49-51, how do you not get a few thousand people to your rally? I mean, that's really, really lame. Um, so yeah, and I know it's not all about the popular vote. The whole electoral college thing does matter, but this whole business of, votes appearing super late and magic boxes of ballots under tables and counting votes from this date and we found all these ballots, we lost all these ballots. It's really fucking ridiculous in my opinion. Maybe you should just be required to vote in person. I don't think you have a constitutional right to vote by mail or vote electronically. You want to vote, show the fuck up. Maybe we could have some kind of volunteers that could like bring a polling person, like a booth to your house or something. Like if you have a legitimate disability and it is extremely challenging for you to get to the polls, maybe we can send, somebody to your house with a fucking polling machine, right, on a tablet. I don't know, but maybe a tablet's a bad idea. But the point is, it seems fairly clear based on the sizable amount of evidence that there was some funny business going on with the voting. Especially, one company is running all these computers and, the owners of the company are like part overseas or some crap. It just, Oh, what's up, LA? What's up, Die Bullfrog? Yeah, I just, and it's funny how Trump was talking about some anti-China stuff pretty much from the beginning, and we see how much the media just destroyed him or tried to destroy him his whole presidency. You know, if during Obama you said that the media, wow, it is really foggy in LA right now. This is crazy. If during the Obama administration, what the fuck are you idiots doing? You said, oh, the media is biased, and they really love Obama, and they're being really unfair to whatever. They're really being biased towards him. Nobody would believe you, right? But nowadays, if you talk to any conservative and say, look, the media is clearly biased against conservatives, I don't think it's, goddamn, the visibility right now is like, this is insane. This is like 30, 40 feet visibility. This is some thick fog. I don't know if I can try and show you here without screwing up the live stream, but yeah, I can't see crap. I'm going about 45 miles an hour. What's really unfortunate is that people in Los Angeles have no fucking idea how to drive in any sort of weather that's not sunlight. If it's not sunny outside, people in Los Angeles drive like they are lunatics. If it's dark, if it's rainy, if it's overcast, if it's drizzly, if it's snowy, if it's foggy, they, yeah. And Uncle Al, I mean, it boggles my mind that the left and Democrats they just completely shut off their mind to the idea that anything could be different than what it appears. That's what gets me. Like, if you want to kill babies, fine, be pro-abortion. If you want to have all the immigrants move into the country, I guess that's your opinion. But when you just decide to turn off your brain and thinking and everything on the TV is true, I look at Breitbart, I look at Drudge, I look at RT, I look at InfoWars, sometimes BBC, Al Jazeera, just to get a broad variety of news. Just because something's on the internet, I don't automatically believe it. Just because Alex Jones says something doesn't mean I automatically believe him. And just because something is on CNN doesn't mean I automatically think it's garbage. News is like gossip, basically. It's a bunch of rumors until you can kind of verify that it's legitimate. I mean, I could go on the news and say, China launched a missile towards North Korea and war is imminent. And I could doctor up some satellite shit and a photo and get a statement from some Chinese military whistleblower. Who the fuck knows, right? But the point is, it's very easy to fake pretty much anything these days, and the people on the news are just reading whatever the hell the teleprompter tells them anyways. Most people, that is. I'm working on it, Uncle Al, but I don't have time to watch all the videos, but I'll try to watch a few of your recent videos. But I'm trying to get the house going. I work and sleep, and I can't watch everybody's videos, just like I don't expect everyone can watch all my videos. Not that I think they're that valuable at the moment anyways, unfortunately. My videos are mostly sort of a stream of conscious on my life. Believe it or not, Uncle Al, I am so goddamn old, I'm about to age out of even being able to join the military, which is kind of sad. I wouldn't mind being in the Space Force as an officer. In a few decades ago, I was sort of strongly considering joining the Air Force. I applied to the Air Force Academy. I was in Air Force ROTC for a year as a non-commissioned cadet my freshman year and into my sophomore year um, until I got a really bad accident and screwed up my life for a couple decades. Almost enlisted in the Air Force. So yeah, the military is oh, to draft? Oh, well, I'm not aged out yet for that. But as far as volunteering for the military, um, as far as I understand, it's somewhere around 40 for officer or enlisted or whatever. I don't know what service is taking people at 55. Maybe like with a waiver if you're a doctor or something like that, but generally it's like 38, 39, 40, I think. I did look at that the other day, but I don't know about the draft. I mean, it took a world war. No, wait, we had the Vietnam draft, and that wasn't a world war. So I'm sorry. I guess it doesn't take a world war for the draft. I know you were much younger then, but did we have a draft for Korea, Uncle Al? I can't remember. I know we had a draft for Vietnam, but I don't recall if we had a draft for Korea or not. Obviously, it was before Vietnam. Um, I am a tech. Well, I used to be a technician, but I'm not currently a tech. I don't know if you're talking about military stuff or my job stuff. I'm a welder at work, not normal welding, but I run a welding machine. I'm not good enough to be a TIG welder, MIG welder right now. Maybe someday. But yeah, I don't know. We're storming the Capitol, so just I understand that politicians aren't the most honest individuals in the world and the system has corruption, but the shit that's happened in the last, I don't know, 12 years, maybe the last like 20 years. I mean, ever since like 9/11, the Iraq war, even the Iran-Iraq war, I don't even know how many years it's been since we've had a mostly legitimate government. 1776, a couple years after that. I mean, Nixon got, everyone lost their shit over Nixon taping the Democrats, and the Democrats lied to the FBI to try to come up with this whole Russia bullshit for 4 years, and it seemed like no one gave a fuck. So it's just a crazy world. It's hard to spend too much time getting emotionally involved with politics because it's just bullshit piled on bullshit piled on dog shit piled on bullshit covered with cat vomit. That's what politics seems like it is these days. So it's just it's hard to stomach. It's hard to stomach. So, oh, come on, Uncle Al. You know I'm a terrible prepper. I'm like, I should never have called my channel LA Prepper. I should have called it like, I don't know, LA Amateur, LA Greenhorn or LA Rookie but I'm not terribly worried, to be honest. I mean, my biggest prepper goal right now is get my garage rented so that I can save some goddamn money. That's really my biggest goal. I've spent almost every goddamn weekend working on the garage, trying to get, I had the tile shit and the sewer shit. I just raised the doorway last weekend. Prepping wise, my food and water is still limited. I need to buy a big deep cycle battery for my solar deal. Haven't done any gardening. My compost pile is just sitting there, sadly. Well, that's true, Uncle Al. That's awful nice of you to say. I know you're ready for all this apocalypse stuff, Uncle Al. It would be a bit of a thing for me to leave my little castle here. But that goes both ways, Uncle Al. You got a friend in me too. So if the shit ever hits the fan, Oh, Uncle Al, I gotta email you my new address. I don't know if you have it. Oh no, you do have it because you sent me the coffee thing. But yeah, man, hey, if the shit ever hits the fan, Uncle Al, you are more than welcome to come down and hang out. But the three air mattresses I have, or the two air mattresses I have, all have holes in them, and I don't have a couch, and I'm not sharing the bed, so you're gonna have to bring a cot or an air mattress repair kit. Um, yeah, I could rent it for a studio like that, but I have no idea how I would even market that. Uh, if you have any connections in Los Angeles, or if you have any legitimate ideas and how I could reach out to the adult film industry to rent my apartment, I mean, I guess I could put an ad on Craigslist, $300 a day, rent my studio, you know, sperm cleanup included. God, my nose is killing me right now. Stupid fucking masks all day. Anyways, I enjoy doing these little live streams on my way home because, in fact, let me just open the gate and park my car and turn it off so I can have a beer because I'm freaking dying right now. Not dying for a beer, but I'm dying not to be sitting in my car, or at least not to be sitting here with the engine running. They have a website. Well, if you could send me a link, Uncle Al, or leave a comment. I'm not, you know, I will admit a lot of things that you say sometimes seem crazy or kind of out there, but that is something that I don't think is crazy. And especially, I think you mentioned one of your friends like rents the house or rented the house next door and he had a pool and all the porn stars were hanging out in the pool. Well, I don't have a pool and I don't expect necessarily that adult film stars shooting videos at my house is going to lead to me getting more tail, but who knows, right? It can't hurt. Although I generally like my meat a little less spoiled, but so, but yeah, short-term rentals are not a terrible way. The Airbnb thing, with the eviction laws in California being as jacked up as they are, I'm really not looking to do any short-term stuff. Not in the near future. Because if somebody just turns into a dog shit, like if somebody just Airbnbs it for a night and then decides that they're not going to move out and I have to evict them, even without a moratorium, oh, that's a fucking nightmare. Now, granted, if someone ever tried to do that to me, I'd probably break down the fucking door and just throw them out. And they could, call the cops, do whatever they want. I'd be like, look, they rented one night. I asked them to leave. They walked out. There's all their stuff. And if they come back on my property, they're trespassing. So if anyone ever tried to do that to me, they would be sorely disappointed at their likelihood of success. In fact, I was just listening to some real estate podcast this morning, and one of the ladies was saying that she never tells the tenants that she's the owner, so that when she's interacting with them, she can say, oh, let me talk to the owner about this, let me talk to the owner about that. And, I get that. And maybe being a woman, she feels like more vulnerable to tenants being upset over that shit, but I don't know. I'm not afraid of tenants. I don't particularly have a strong reason to lie to tenants. I mean, you want your tenants to be honest with you, so how are you going to start that relationship on a lie? And then I don't know. I mean, I get it that you don't want to have to deal with that shit directly, but if I have to evict a tenant, I'm going to tell them. Like the people that were living in this house, I sent them a letter and said, look, You stayed here a month, or it was something like, you stayed here a month and then you wanted 2 more weeks and I gave you 2 more weeks and you wanted 2 more weeks and I gave you 2 more weeks and now you're asking for 2 more weeks. I said, I will file an eviction if you don't get the fuck out of my house. I wrote them a somewhat seeming, mostly professional letter and said, I will file an eviction. It will be on your credit report. It will make your ability to look for a house more difficult. It will make your ability to look for a job more difficult because it will show up on a background check. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that. You're trying to take advantage of me. You're not leaving the house. I don't care that you were planning on paying the rent, but you need to leave. And the problem was that my realtor, who is much more professional than I am, was sort of, and he's a great realtor. I love the guy to death. I mean, he really made my dream come true with this house, even though it's a fucking disaster. Um, he was kind of being a little bit like soft on the tenants on the phone and stuff like that. So, oh, you mean rent it out to porn? I thought you meant rent it out to people making porn videos. You mean, but see, why would an adult? Are you talking about just renting it to someone who's a porn star or actually renting it out so people can make movies? Because they're not quite the same thing. If you mean use it like rent it out like a studio for adult film, then yeah, I get that. But I don't expect a porn star would pay more for rent than a normal tenant. I don't know. Oh, both. Well, yeah, I mean, could. But please, shoot me an email, Uncle Al, or send me the website or leave a comment. Preferably, I don't think the live stream comments save, so don't leave it here because it'll be harder for me to find. But shoot me an email or send me a link about how to look into that, and I will. I've been talking all day at the top of my lungs, so I'm gonna go because my voice is getting hoarse and I'm tired and I need to go to bed. But thanks for checking in, Uncle Al. I do like doing these little live streams at night because it's a lot less of a headache than uploading the video and processing the video. And I'm planning on building a new computer to edit videos, and I'm kind of thinking like, I don't even like editing videos. If I had a $2,000 computer, I don't know if I would even do that. So, but anyways, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay ready. Tonight we will be drinking Sierra Nevada Hazy Little IPA. I recently had their hop something that's made with like hop oil. That was a very delicious IPA. My dad drinks Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, but I think that's like the most boring goddamn beer on the planet, and I can't stand it. And he's drank it his entire goddamn life. So I didn't used to think much of Sierra Nevada, but mostly I just don't like their pale ale. So anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.